Looking at him seriously, Wubin told him that if he considered her his woman that much, he needed to do a better job of protecting her. He pointed out how Sunjin had stood by and allowed people to humiliate Minsu, even going so far as to let his engagement to Kim be announced in front of her. Sunjin, feeling defensive, explained that he had no idea the engagement announcement would happen and that he had been just as shocked to see Minsu at the party. He assured Wubin that he was doing everything he could to protect her. Wubin stepped closer, his gaze sharp. If Sunjin was truly protecting Minsu, he wouldn't just stand there while his father treated her so terribly. He told him outright that he wasn't ready to have Minsu in his life and that if he wasn't willing to step up, he should let her go. Sunjin was taken aback by Wubin's words. He stared at his friend, wondering what had gotten into him. Frustrated, he told Wubin that he was doing his best, juggling the trauma of his brother's death while trying to be with Minsu. Wubin didn't back down. He reminded Sunjin that Minsu wasn't just dealing with his father's cruelty, but also the harsh reality of being a black woman living among Koreans, many of whom didn't see her as Korean enough. She needed someone who truly understood what she was going through and knew how to stand by her through it all. Without another word, Wubin walked out, leaving Sunjin standing there, stunned. Sunjin walked upstairs and got into bed with Minsu, holding her in his arms as she slept. He looked at her, wondering if Wubin was right about his inability to protect her. As he sat there deep in thought, Minsu opened her eyes and looked at him, asking when he had arrived. Sunjin told her that it had been a while. He asked if she was okay, and added that he had been worried about her. Minsu replied that she was fine and admitted that it was her fault for not saying no to Yuna when she had asked her to come to the party. Pulling her closer, he told her that despite everything, he was happy to see her at the party. He admitted that he was concerned about the whole situation with Kim and how persistent she was about their so-called engagement. However, he assured Minsu that he would not tolerate Kim's advances or even look her way. Minsu smiled, happy to be in his arms, her man's arms, and in that moment, nothing else mattered. The next morning, Sunjin woke up early, leaving Minsu still asleep. Sitting on the couch, he stared at his phone, Wubin's words still lingering in his mind. He began researching tips on dating black women, how to support, protect, and understand them. As he read, he delved deeper into the history of black people, realizing how much he didn't know. The more he learned, the more he understood that there was so much more he needed to do for Minsu. Minsu soon walked downstairs and sat next to him, asking why he hadn't woken her up. He smiled and told her that she looked beautiful, and he hadn't wanted to disturb her. He then told her that he had been waiting for her so they could have breakfast together. Leading her to the backyard garden, he revealed a beautifully arranged breakfast setup. As they sat down, Minsu asked if he had done all of it by himself. He laughed and admitted that he had hired a personal chef that morning to cook and set everything up. As they ate, Sunjin couldn't stop looking at her. Taking her hand, he slipped a ring onto her finger, leaving Minsu shocked.